Okay, today I'm going to do a bit of cloning. Now we're going to start out with these little units. All this is plastic downspout. I heated up along this line here, folded it in, sealed it with silicone, did that on both ends. So now it's watertight, and I popped 3 holes. So that's going to be our water tray. Now these, you can get the little net pots put in or whatever, or you can go with the expensive. All this is a pool noodle, and most of them have a hole down the center. So I just cut out a V, and then that fits nicely in like that. And then all you do is you take your cutting or whatever you're going to clone and drop it in. Now it's roughly 3 inches from the top of here to the bottom of the tray. You don't want the bottom of whatever you're cloning to hit the bottom of the tray. So today I'm going to be cloning some rosemary. I like rosemary. I use it in a lot of stuff, and because I only have 2 sprigs, I'm only going to do 2. Won't use that tray there. Now the reason why I cut these as small as they are, well, I can only going to do the 3 at a time, but also it will fit nicely under this nano dome in a tray. And that'll help keep the moisture in as well. Because when you're cloning, you want them to develop roots, but they need to absorb water through the leaves. And that means you have to have a relatively high humidity. So you need warmth and high humidity, and of course light. So that's how we're going to start this up. And I need to get some water. Should have had that set up before, but I'll be back in a moment. So I'm just going to use ordinary tap water. And 20 ounces just nicely fills that. And then I'll just insert 2 of these foams. And there, we're set up, ready to go. 2 reasons for only doing 2 today. I only had 2 sprigs of rosemary that were long enough to clone. And then this also leaves me so I can easily add water if need be. So, that is the cloning tray. I'm sure this isn't a new idea. I'm sure lots of other people have come up with the exact same idea. But basically, this setup might have been $5 total. So that works out good. So, on to the rosemary. Now I've got out 2 different root stems. This one here's the number 3, and it's more for a woody plant. And this is the 0.1 IBA, and it's more for your regular plants. There's 3 different types. You know, there's what they call a softwood, semi-hardwood, and hardwood. So this one here is for your hardwoods, and this one here is for your softwoods. 1% or 0.1% IBA as opposed to 0.8. Now I know this works way better on, say, if you're going to clone tomatoes. I've used it quite successfully. I've used the number 3 on tomatoes, and it doesn't work as well. So I'm going to try both of them today. I've heard mixed reviews whether or not doing the root stem and then into a water bath like this does any good. I don't know right offhand, but we'll see whether this makes a difference. So what you'll want to do is you'll take your rosemary and roughly that's the amount that I will need in the hole. So we'll just take the leaves off like that, and then with your scissors just lightly scrape the stem itself. Get some of that outer covering off. Just like that. Then what you'll want to do, I'll get this open, you'll want to take a fresh cut on the end at about a 45-degree angle. Just like that. And then just quickly dip it in. Give it a couple of flicks, because you don't need much. And there. In and done. Here's the other one. Lightly scrape them. Pop open the number 3 here, and you see how this one's gray and the 0.1% is pink. So dip it in, flick it off, drop it in. There. And it's just that easy to get started. Now, you'll notice that I had them sitting in a glass of water. I did my cut outside on my rosemary bush and put them right into the water right away. What you're trying to do is avoid getting any oxygen or that into the roots. We'll just move some of this stuff around. Hey, I'll save that for cooking later. Lift this out of the road. And then there's the tray. Just drop her in. Put the lid on. And there, I've got the 2 vents closed. So that'll keep a lot of the moisture in. So it'll be warm. There's light. There's moisture. And in about a month or 2, I should be able to put these into the dirt and have 2 rosemary plants. And then I'll clone some more and clone some more and give them away to my friends. Anyways, that's how easy it is to clone. And it works for any plant that you can easily clone. Tomatoes, I've cloned hundreds of tomatoes. You know, I'm trying to clone some mock oranges, which are a nice shrubbery. And of course, my rosemary. I like to clone rosemary because then I'll have a couple of good plants to start with next spring. So that's it for today.